Love Money Tarot. Love Money Tarot for the collective. Love Money Tarot for the collective. Let's see what's going on for you. That's a notice. Ooh, I got chills. Someone's going to have a powerful reading today. Love Money Tarot. Oof, thank you. Love. Money Tarot. Thank you. Underlying for today. Prosperity begins for an emperor. Okay. So there is a little self-soothing going on for someone here about a challenge, about something they want to start. Okay. Something that they want to start. So let's go ahead and pull out a little collective energy before we get going too much. Okay. Courage and understanding. I think it took courage for you to recognize that you weren't where you were needing to be, that you needed to move yourself further along. Underlying here, I think that you saw that there are possibilities on the horizon for you, and so you started moving ahead to that. Okay, we're going to pull from my mix of my Mindset Unicorn affirmation deck. Okay. Let's see what's going on here. Yeah, okay, you're creating something very controlled. Okay, very controlled right now, but it's because you're letting go of some old trauma. This is letting go of likes right now, but it's because you're letting go of some old trauma. This is letting go of like some old, especially childhood traumas, like you're doing a lot of healing. I'm seeing here that you're realizing that sometimes in order to love someone, it's from a distance, that you want somebody else to be happy. And that means that you sometimes take a back seat in energies. It may be somebody actually just got in the back seat of someone's car today, right? But this is grounding you for something pretty big. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look. Love Money Tarot. Love came out with temptation and truth. Okay. The truth is that you may have been dealing with, roles can be reversed, this is not a personal reading, you may have been dealing with someone with addictions, temptations, somebody that was fighting within themselves about what they wanted out of the commitment, what they wanted. And what you saw was that my wishes are not being met. What you saw is that it's not balanced here. Okay, and if it's not balanced here, I'm not actually getting the truth, because you know that there was more that needed to be said to you, but you weren't getting the truth from this. So let's clarify. Tell me about this person with the temptations, okay, with the addictions, the complication, Spirit says. Strength. Okay, could be dealing with a Leo. This is someone who's very codependent on family, okay, or on their family roots. And they're different than their family, and yet they still rely, I was going to say rise up because of their family. And sometimes they do. Their family does push them a little harder, but they rely on their family. Okay. And love comes last, even though it's there. 10 of Cups. To this person, they believe that love is earned. And so they put all their eggs in one basket at a time. Okay, I have to earn it from this person. I have to earn it from that person. I have to put things in to the baskets one at a time. Like I can't rely on things just coming by circumstance, okay? Wheel of Fortune. A lot's changing in their life right now. They do see happiness on the horizon, but to get there, they have to go through this sort of like swamp. Okay, they got to be bitten by a few mosquitoes. They got to deal with a little bit of their trauma. And they see the like little bits and pieces of what could be, but they're not there yet. And so it's almost like their guides are sitting around waiting for this moment, for this person to actually take a chance. So what truth were you seeing? Tell me more about your truth and the choices that came from it, okay? Temperance. All right, I tried to blend in with your family. I tried to be family. I tried to connect with you. I tried to meet you to be family. I tried to connect with you. I tried to meet you where you were, okay? I tried to balance things, right? You really, really did. You could have some heavy Sagittarius in your chart, okay? 3 of Pentacles. You always felt like you lost a part of yourself in the connection. You always came last place. Hey, don't bark. You always came last place, okay? Death. You're tired of, at the end of the day, you feel like you just don't matter. You feel like this person just put you to the side and you decided it had to be over, okay? Now, if this is third party, we could have an earth sign and Scorpio dealing with this, okay? But 4 of Swords, the only way to heal is for me to cut myself off of this tree and move on. And I feel like that is exactly what you've done. Spirit saying Ace of Swords, it's true. You have. You've cut yourself away from a family tree here and you are moving on, but there's all these remnants from that love, those feelings, all these remnants that you're carrying forward. And there's a lot of them. You tried so hard with this. I'm getting chills for someone here. You tried so hard from this, but you know what? That's feeding this new beginning, okay? And I want you to really remember that this is feeding your new beginning. So let's go ahead. We're gonna say no, we're not going to talk to the kidlet right now. She should be on my TikTok live. She should not be calling me. So let's go ahead and see here, clarify here a little bit more. What's the advice here that the collective need, okay, for this new beginning? Thank you. Again, death. This was something that was never going to go away, okay? Always going to be fueling the fire of what was going on between you and this person. It caused the stagnancy here. Okay, 7 of Pentacles. This did though, however, 7 of Pentacles. This did though, however, bring up a lot of your, this is a sign for someone, a lot of your inner childhood wounds that you needed to heal. For some of you, this wound was the wound of, they're showing me like, leave the light on. And that could be like night terrors that you had. That could be a parent coming home really late from work. There was inconsistencies is what Spirit's saying. 5 of Swords. And so this person knew that they were hurting you and they knew what was going on, but they didn't seem like they cared. Okay. Funny, tap the screen, please. And my daughter called and I tapped the screen, so. All right. So you're walking away, but not without last minute emotions, last minute thoughts. Okay. Page of Wands. You may have said what you needed to say on the way out. And there we have justice. So there is a prize on the other side of this for you, okay? It's kind of like you got to the end of the cereal box and there's the special ring at the bottom, okay? Yeah. This person's still watching you, stalking you, okay? They really are. You may not even see that they are. You may think you've got them blocked everywhere. And so yet, yeah, they're stalking, but you're not even noticing because you're on your way to bigger and better things. Yeah, see, stalking. If you are going through a divorce type of breakup, you need to know they're watching your social media, okay? Don't do what I did, okay? Hide that shit until it's over, okay? But they are wishing that they could have been what you wanted. And they're really going through it here. 4 of Cups. Because everything in their life is overwhelmed and they put love on the back burner. Okay? But something else is manifesting you. But it's not going to come until the heart is put back in this. Okay? Until your heart comes back into you, this new manifestation is not going to come. And this could be that you're a Capricorn or you're calling in a Capricorn. Keep that, not for everyone, but that's for someone. Okay. I feel like this person is telling themselves that they did the right thing by holding themselves back. And I think that you need to know that their impulsivity is probably going to just keep up the way that it has. You're better apart than together. It's a better love when you're apart. And the universe knows the love that you have available. And something is going to show up. Okay, Wheel of Fortune. So let's see if Spirit wants to tell us about anything about this manifestation, this magic alchemy that's coming for you. Wheel of Fortune. Oof, thank you, Spirit. After the ending comes the divine. Okay, so we do have a divine empress here. Could be you or could be what you're calling in. This person, whether it's you or who you're calling in, feels like they've been like hurt a lot. This is somebody who physically could have had like a gunshot wound, okay? And this is somebody, if your trigger is because this person from your past was so embedded into family and not allowing you to be family, this could be a trigger because this person does really value family. But that doesn't mean it's going to be the same way because they see you as feeding into their family, not just being an outsider, okay? Very different personality from this past energy that you are manifesting here. But it is coming after this storm. And again, there is death. I think somebody was holding on to something from their past that they could not let go of. And you just couldn't compete with that. How can you compete against that if they won't let go of it? Okay. And this was a season. Let's see what you can work on in terms of that. And then we're going to go on to money. Quest. I love that. I love that for you. This is from my Alchemy of Love deck. You can find my decks at mindsetunicorn.me. You have started on a difficult search for something of meaning. I am on the journey to something I can feel is very important, but is yet out of reach. Okay, underlying, there is vision. So I do think some of you have already dreamt of this or are starting to get downloads about this and are feeling it coming in. Okay, but don't push this connection, this new connection that comes in into your mind or the past one. okay? Because that's where you're gonna start feeling some of this trauma coming up, okay? So let's go ahead and take a look, at money. For money, you got that Four of Pentacles energy here. Foundation and achievements. Some of you might be getting ready to buy a house or move, and it's going to be somewhere you really love, or you're finally going to start feeling stable. Money, work, new relationships. Maybe you're going to be starting a family with someone. Okay. But it does come again after disappointments. And you've got to open up space. Spirit likes it when we have space, and then Spirit puts something in that empty space. Spirit doesn't like it when we close everything off and we're like, I'm only going to take this, and it has to be exactly like that, right? That's when we find those disappointments showing up. This could be some of that like inner child work that you are working through. Thank you. Yeah, Five of Pentacles. This is a challenging time for you. This is where the patience comes in. This is where the truth comes in. You felt abandoned. Some of you may have felt abandoned to the core of your faith. And you felt like you had so much ripped away from you in the past, especially they're really showing me in the past like 5 years for some of you, 5 months for others, where you've lived through some sort of spiritual or energetic sort of destitution. And this dream that you have, that you want to attain, I'm getting some big chills. It is one that you've dreamt of, okay? This will be the culmination of all the work that you've put in. And for some of you, because they are showing me the 9 very highly, 2025 is the year of the 9s. It will happen before the end of the year. Okay. This will happen before the end of the year. You've been waiting for this to come. Okay, could be long distance. Could be something that you needed to explore a little bit further. Maybe this is about the move. It means moving across town, moving to another state, talking about that, right? Everything will come together the way it's supposed to be. Okay, the vision is there. 3 of Wands. All the loose ends will get tied up. Spirit's reminding me of when I decided I wanted to move back to my home state, which I don't live in anymore, but I wanted to move back there to have a child. And everything closed up at the same time. Lease on the apartment ending, job contract ending. Everything was like so lined up. New jobs, new place to live, everything so perfectly. It was like they just fit together, right? Like a puzzle piece. And that's how you know you're really on the right track, okay? Yeah. I do feel like you have to cut away from that old belief of isolation, of feeling like lack, feeling like you don't have enough, feeling like things are being kept secret from you. Because I think you felt a lot of that when it comes to money and work, okay? Especially with authority figures. You, sometimes even if you're the one in charge, you feel like you just get disregarded. And since we're talking about money, money sometimes is about the house. So this could just be within your own household where you feel like everyone disregards you when you're telling them, like you say, go clean up your socks and put them in the hamper, and there they lay 3 days later, okay? The Devil. Again, keep your antennas out, but lean into your emotions. I feel like whoever's coming in for you is going to set off some triggers, or whatever job is coming in for you is going to set off some triggers. Make sure that you speak into this, but from a really healthy emotional place. Okay, the Lovers. Even if you are not moving in the same direction as your soul path, your soulmate, they are in alignment with you. Sometimes we have to walk separately in order to get to where we're going. Sometimes we have to take one path that feels scary and join up with where we're supposed to be in the end. And the truth is that oftentimes either path gets us there. One of my dear friends, who's was an international artist, she just passed away recently. She, in her shamanic journeys, kept seeing this crossroads, these two paths. For 3 years, she would go into this mindfulness and see this path. Finally, one day, the giraffe came in, and the giraffe took her up above. And when she looked down, she saw that, guess what? Both of those paths went to the exact same place. Same distance, same everything. She'd wasted 3 years sitting there waiting. Don't waste 3 years waiting for something that's already meant for you if you just keep going forward. Okay. Sun. Sunday, or if you have Leo in your chart, you might have something really beautiful coming in that makes you feel happier, makes you feel more abundant. Okay. Whatever's new at work might be making you just feel like this summer is your summer. And I feel like you're bringing in community and fun and joy. If that's been missing, you might have new friends coming in or have friends coming over, which is really beautiful. Some of this could be hidden from you. Maybe it's supposed to be, okay? If this is like a party in your honor, you're not going to know about it. Again, don't get too overwhelmed with your emotions about the path that you're taking. Sometimes we just have to let the path take us, right? Again, some Leo energy there. Strength is coming. And it is about what, again, like we said, the perseverance that you've put in, the work that you've put in is growing. Okay. What else do we need to know here in the money sector, Spirit? Oliver just fell asleep and fell off the cushion. That was funny. Okay. Journey. This is a new journey, but it's taking you out of a dark night. Okay. Trust the process. Some of this is meant just for you alone. Okay. Some of you don't realize that you have to, like, lose something that feels like home in order to find the home that you want and desire, or create a space for home. This could be decluttering your house and then suddenly the house of your dreams shows up for you. Okay. I'm getting that somebody might be in the military and might be getting a new order or something like that. Okay. Keep that in mind. Very specific. You're being initiated into new medicines. Okay, the bear medicine is speaking to you. You may want to go look that up. It might be coming into your dreams. And that's some very beautiful downloads if you're getting that, okay? Don't be guarded in your third eye. You're awakening some really amazing gifts, and don't be afraid of them, okay? There's nothing to be afraid of there. Any advice here, Spirit, for my collective going forward in terms of love and money here, okay? Whatever challenged you in the past, speak to it. But speak to it in a way that you're not being defensive, you're not being blocking, like you're being honest and open and letting things go, okay? Two of Wands, because this is not the same as the past. 10 of Cups. This is a different idea of 10 of Cups. But if you carry the baggage from the past into this, it's going to bring the toxicity into your new nest, whatever that means for you, okay? Again, I think you're going to move. Somebody here is moving into a new home. And it's two people putting their money together If you're single, maybe you're going to get a grant, okay, out there. Or maybe you didn't know there were grants out there available from your state in order to help you buy a home. Okay, but you are going to be moving. And again, 9 of Pentacles, it's because before the end of this year, the things that you have been building are going to come to fruition. And for some of you, the transformation you're seeking will happen in the next 2 weeks or in the first 2 weeks of Leo season. Okay. I do think that there is a deep commitment that is coming together. If you're not talking to someone, I feel like the conversation will open up. Queen of Wands. If you are both showcasing the same energies, because masculine and feminine are just energies. So if you're both in masculine energies, you're overthinking things. If you're both in feminine energies, you're both just emotional right now. This could also be talking about same-sex relationships. And you may be nervous about fully committing to each other, okay? And I think that's what is being ready to be talked about. Judgment. Something's going to heal. And it is because you're being more balanced. The transits are not helping you. Sorry. But you are being more balanced. Okay. If you're dealing with a water sign, they are going to come back with a lot of love. This could be a divine partner. Okay. And they're going to heal things with you. But I feel like this is whatever's coming, some of this you don't see coming. But again, it is part of what you've wished. And with that Wheel of Fortune, it's going to come in out of nowhere. All right. So, Love Money Tarot. Tarot. Disruption, the Tower. What is disrupting your life right now? My, something's disrupting your life. Let's look at this. What is disrupting your life? Okay, the Emperor. The Emperor is disrupting your life. This could be a father figure. This could be a boss. This could be the divine masculine in your relationship. Okay, why? They're trying to figure out their emotions. They're trying to figure out what it is they're cooking. Okay, hi. All right, Knight of Pentacles, Horse. They're a little stubborn. They're a little wild. They're a little slow to like show up, okay? But they're very curious, so that's a good sign. But yeah, you might even think sometimes like this person, you're like, this person is such a jackass. But you know, it's just their nature is to buck against the system. They cannot help it. Okay. I do feel that they listen to everything you say, even if you feel like you are talking to a brick wall. They listen to everything you say. Again, if this is someone who's stalking you on social media, they are listening to everything you're saying on social media. They are watching everything that you are doing. All right. They're trying to get a sense of what you want, what you need. Page of Cups. This could be opening up to new love. The Archer. Okay. Definitely some rebirth here. If this is somebody you've been on again, off again with, they might be coming on again. Could have Cancer energy, Sagittarian energy. This could be things with work starting to go better again. 6 of Wands, abundance. There's something that you're just about to spark up that's going to bring you a lot of what you've been asking for. Okay. Oh, yes. I did love talking to you. Thank you. There's still some ways that you can empower yourself from your past relationship in your new relationship. Okay, 5 of Wands. I feel like if you dealt with a really authoritarian, divine masculine energy when you were in a past relationship, that still triggers you because it also carried some frequencies from your childhood. Okay, King of Cups in reverse. It was something that ended badly, broke your vessel, okay, broke your heart. And ever since, there's still been this little bit of you that's like, what the heck happened? And you just kind of put it aside. But you know what? Is that what happened was it was meant to fade. Like, that was ended. That was dead to you, okay? And you didn't see it. Or you missed an opportunity because you were still dealing with this toxic King of Cups that wasn't giving to your vessel. But I feel like Spirit is saying, by bringing up the card for the 12, which is my divine masculine number, it's in the upright, it's a mirror. Something's coming in to mirror you to bring something back into your life. This could be an emotional wish that you've really been asking for. This could really open your heart. Could be air sign energy, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini showing up here. But it's just something that opens up your mind to connect with your heart. I think that you don't even know that this is waiting for you. Okay. I do private readings. They're on the lightcreate.com website, or you can find some of my like one question readings on mindsetunicorn.me. You're going to be fulfilled whatever's showing up for you, but you better be determined when you walk into it. Okay? If you're like, I'm going to do this, go all the way in, babes. Okay? Go all the way in. It's like, do it. Decision made. This is for me. No turning back. Throw it in. And what's going to meet you on the other side is going to be powerful. But if you go in with fears and jealousy and old energies, you're just inviting old energies, old emotions back in. Okay? Yeah. This might be someone younger that's coming in. So it's going to be a little electric. Okay? Whatever it is that's coming in, it could come in from a gathering or friendship. If it's work, it's going to offer you the change to upgrade. Okay? So let's go ahead and get some timestamps here, or some signs. Then I'll get some love messages and some connections to love. Okay. Yeah. Gemini, divine lovers. I do think that you're going to have a destined meeting, soul path, that is exactly perfect timing, perfect moment. Really watch for it. When it hits, you're going to know it. Remember this reading that you saw and be like, oh, this is destined. I got to pay attention. Okay, get the information. Don't let your freakouts control you. Okay, turn those alarms off. Maybe you just had your fire alarm go off. Push that button in. If it's just because you were cooking, turn off the alarm. Don't let it stress your system out. Or if you heard a car alarm or something, that's your sign. If it was on and then turned off, that's your sign from Spirit. Okay. For some of you, the winter is going to be where you feel very emotionally unavailable to others. Or you've been dealing with someone that's very cold since last winter. Okay. But things are coming to an end. And everything's going to align. 12th house, Pisces energy. Okay. Angel number 111. Again, there is something that's been manifested here. Spirit, again, is saying this very destined moment is coming. Watch for it. Okay. It is coming. it will mean that this hard cycle that you've been through is complete. For some of you, it has to do with where Jupiter's been in your transit. It's coming very soon. It's going to help you move on and release things. Again, it could be a Capricorn that keeps showing up in this reading. Stay present in the now, but just in an awareness. Okay. Let's go ahead. What do you want? Okay, that's right. Let's get some messages here. This is the twin flame journey messages. For those of you that are in a twin flame journey, what do they want you to know? Okay. I felt a special bond with you that I have never felt before. All right. There is something special about that soulmate, mirror soul, twin flame journey. And it isn't like anyone else. Doesn't mean you're going to end up together, but it never can be replaced. Just know that. Okay. I know I made a huge mistake. They regret what they've done. They know it was wrong. Okay. Again, I feel like it could have had to do with family issues. This feels like they're like, I lost my mind. Okay. Am I good enough for you? Right? They had a lot of self-doubt, a lot of fears about themselves. They're even showing me a big scar. This person could have had a scar or a birthmark or something that made them feel different, where it made them feel like they were less than, and they never healed that wound. Okay, again, roles can be reversed since this isn't a personal reading. I'm sorry I held myself back with you. Okay, they are sorry. Again, they stalk. They look at your picture often. Likely are sending you musical synchronicities that are just popping into your head randomly or turning on every time you turn on the radio. Okay. What else do you need to know in terms of love messages for those that maybe you're single, maybe you're dealing with someone, maybe you're in a situationship. Healing mirage. Okay, look through the illusions. Find solace in therapy's guidance. If you're in therapy, talk to your therapist about what you're dealing with in your dating, right? Tell them about what you're working with, where the triggers are showing up. I can tell you for myself, in my dating recently, I'm noticing that I'm still anxious AF. Okay, I thought I healed all that shit. No, there's still anxiety in there. It's still speaking to me. Okay. Trusted ties. Believe in mutual respect. If they're not respecting you, they're not showing you love. Okay. If you're like, do they love me? How they treat you is really showing their true love, because if they treat you disrespectfully, they're not in love with themselves. They cannot be in love with you. Okay. Somebody who's trying to build rapport with you, that's love. That's a trusted tie. Okay. Flight plan. You may be thinking about leaving someone, or someone's thinking about leaving you. If you do, better things will come. Okay. Finding forever. Some of you are about to meet your soulmate. That will be that destined meeting. It will be an infinite possibility for you if you dare to take it. Hidden thorns. Look beyond the romance and look at the true intentions. We all have our thorns, right? We all have those wounds. Look beyond that. Somebody that might be angry all the time, don't get into those arguments with them. They need to go heal their wounds before they can be with you. Okay, so let's go ahead and close it off with a Dreaming of You Shaman Oracle card. Okay. Bangala, angel number 44. Okay. The 8th might be important. The 4th might be important. You might be both coming from past marriages. Okay. That's what Spirit is saying. 44, boundaries. This shaman asks you to check how tight your borders are. Enforcing overly tight boundaries creates struggle, and struggle takes energy. Stay focused on your original dream through breath. This shaman brings awareness to how one's borders are being enforced and expressed. Boundaries are like training wheels. It's great to have them to help us explore, learn, and love. But after a while, it's good to take off those extra wheels as they become more of a hindrance. It is imperative that one establishes boundaries after short or long-term physical or emotional trauma to safely heal and protect oneself. However, if one has been crudely raised regarding their relationship to mastery, the most important lesson is to move out of the way. That's really interesting. Spirit was taking you into mastery. Some of you are going to master this. Your boundaries will naturally create physical or emotional borders in an unconscious effort based on bad past relationships to end uncomfortable feelings. You have to allow those boundaries to remain checked when they are unchecked. Boundaries are important as they provide stability, but they may also be tested, pushed, and moved as one grows. Awareness of one's boundaries places us in a space where we can see beyond our best intentioned, self-imposed limitations. Loosening our boundaries brings about awareness to the limitations that are preventing one's dreams from harmoniously arriving. Remember, Spirit likes space. You have to give some space for Spirit to give things to you. Your dream is freedom, which does not require boundaries or limiting identities. When all is moving and arriving in joy and love, there's no need for boundaries. I think that's for some of you that are going to get ready to move here. Okay. This shaman asks you to remember that an identity creates boundaries, while boundaries modify identities. Being conscious of your boundaries is another powerful key to living your dream. Failures happen when one holds too tightly to boundaries, while success occurs when one tests and modifies boundaries. It is a great time to witness the edges of resistance and allow yourself the capacity to loosen that resistance. Really great energy. And at the bottom, we've got the 9. Again, some of you, your persistence is going to pay off. Keep your eye on the prize. So I love you guys. Thank you for being here for me today, and I hope to see you all again soon. All right, you can also find my funny reels that I like to put together over on Instagram, or you can find some of my full readings over on YouTube, all at Mindset Unicorn. Okay, much love, guys. I will see you later. Bye.